Salutations, and breaking news about Ripple and XRP is something we cover here on CoinSuri's channel. Select your opinion. XRP's consensus algorithm, known as the XRP ledger, significantly contributes to its speed and scalability compared to other blockchain networks. 1. Fast transaction confirmation. 2. Energy efficiency. 3. Low transaction costs. 4. Scalability. 5. Reliability. Please select your opinion in the community option. We also give our thoughts on the developments that are changing the digital financial industry and analyze them. You may listen to the story of the year right now. This post will explore the current and potential Ripple versus SEC turmoil in the crypto realm. Brad Garlinghouse, CEO of Ripple, steers his company through some stormy waters as it faces a lawsuit that could change the way cryptocurrency regulation is done. The creator of XRP Ripples is caught in the center of all this chaos. The SEC is looking into it because they think it's an unregistered securities. How Ripple's deals with this complex legal landscape might set a precedent for the whole sector. You should watch this video if you are interested in learning about the details of this high-stakes legal battle, its impact on Ripple and the cryptocurrency market generally, and its potential future implications for digital money. Keep watching all the way to the finish. Ripple maintains its stance. They will stop at nothing to prove that XRP is not a security. While plans to extend operations outside the US are being considered, Ripple is ready for anything that may happen. Additionally, this extends beyond Ripple. More systemic issues and the necessity of crypto legislation are highlighted by the case. Is there a strategy that can guarantee innovation while simultaneously safeguarding consumers? What does this mean for other digital currencies? In this article, we will go over every detail of the Ripple SEC instance, which represents the industry's potential for growth. Immediately prior to beginning, you must subscribe immediately. If you haven't already, we'd be very grateful if you could leave a remark below with your opinions on Ripple's plans for the next year. A brief summary of the SEC case is provided below in case it was missed. In the Ripple SEC case, the selling of XRP, Ripple's cryptocurrency from 2013, is central. Ripple was participating in an unlicensed securities offering when they sold XRP to investors, according to the SEC. Since XRP is a security, the SEC asserts that it ought to have been registered with the appropriate authorities prior to its sale. Since Ripple and Garlinghouse have maintained that XRP is not a security, they have argued that the SEC's complaint lacks validity. Their thesis is supported by numerous case laws and other sources, which they have cited extensively. However, by using this case as an example, SEC is clearly trying to villainize XRP and Ripple in order to control the entire cryptocurrency business. In particular, we aim to convert all cryptocurrencies into Nasdaq-listed stocks. Since this lawsuit may set the precedent for how other cryptocurrencies are regulated in the future, the whole cryptocurrency industry has been closely monitoring it. If the SEC's action against Ripple succeeds, it would lead to stricter regulation and control of other cryptocurrencies, which would impede innovation and the general growth of the crypto industry. Ripple faces accusations from the SEC, but the company has the potential to prove its innocence and pave the way for other cryptocurrency companies. The regulatory framework is now more transparent, which can be good for investors and other stakeholders. Playing the video will allow everyone to follow along with the precise words said. In addition, I will provide you with my analysis shortly thereafter. Opportunities involving baskets that, in my view, further spread out that risk. With the ETF dynamic receiving so much attention, are you now in talks with the main issuers, specifically BlackRock, to make this official? Alright then, that is not going to be addressed by me. I am aware of some of BlackRock's public statements. Overall, we think it's good for the XRP community. You might expect Ripple to have a major impact on the XRP ecosystem. Regrettably, there are others like us. And even before the SEC case began, XRP had already surpassed all but one cryptocurrency in terms of valuation. I think the litigation is really complicating matters. Since we've seen that fad die out, the next big question is, how can we put all these digital assets to good use and solve certain problems? Ripple has focused its business efforts on XRP because of its many useful characteristics, including its efficiency, low transaction fees, and lightning-fast processing times, all of which make it an ideal payment currency. Despite the lack of direct mention in the movie, Brad distinguishes between Ripple and Bitcoin with regard to their functions in the international monetary and transactional domains. Especially in the CBDC sector, Ripple will be an integral part of new worldwide financial and transactional projects. When it comes to global finance, this is where Ripple will set itself apart from Bitcoin. We shall now go back to the initial case. So, despite the SEC's positioning of Ripple as a potential security, Garland House and Ripple have addressed some of the concerns raised by the SEC. A good example is Garland House, which has stated its intention to move part of its operations overseas in order to avoid the unknowns and hazards associated with U.S. regulation. As for the SEC's position on Bitcoin regulation, Garland House has been very critical of it as well. There has been inconsistency and a lack of clear direction from the government regarding the regulation of Bitcoin, according to him. Could you please tell me when the Ripple vs. SEC litigation will finally end? According to most forecasts, it will take place in the spring, specifically in April. In addition, the IPO seems to be one of the proposed alternatives, given that Ripple is contemplating an IPO for March. Another would be if Ripple were to leave the US after settling the SEC case. Therefore, what is the overall view? Who cares where it ends up anyway? The next step is to look forward to March, when Ripple is expected to carry out its initial public offering. Investors would have the opportunity to buy Ripple shares in the event that the company went public via an IPO. The listing of Ripple on a US market, most likely NASDAQ, would cause this to occur. Brad is bringing up the possibility of an XRP ETF that investors might buy, much like the Bitcoin ETF. His openness to that idea suggests that he is curious about these possibilities. By April of this year, we hope that SEC and Ripple's tale will have concluded. Listing as a securities on the exchange would allow Ripple to diversify, or divest, some of its businesses outside of the US. Despite the obvious lack of relationship between Ripple and XRP, this would alleviate SEC's concerns. The SEC may decide to drop the allegations after hearing that. Any interested party might then buy XRP to participate in Ripple as an ETF, similar to Bitcoin. The listing status of Ripple as a security would be maintained. Getting a reasonable middle ground between these competing concerns is one of the biggest challenges facing crypto industry players, including government officials and company leaders. We should expect the SEC's Ripple action to be one of several high-profile cases that shape Bitcoin regulation going forward. Ripple and Brad Garland House are having a hard time right now dealing with the SEC lawsuit and all the other issues that are affecting the cryptocurrency market. Nonetheless, they remain resolute in their pursuit of innovation and the growth of their company within this dynamic and always evolving industry. As the cryptocurrency sector evolves, key players, regulators, and others will need to work together to strike a balance between innovation, growth, and regulatory compliance. The Ripple SEC lawsuit is only one of many challenges that must be addressed if we are to build a crypto system that is resilient enough to endure additional assaults. Hopefully, you have gained the insight and knowledge from today's news that will allow you to make prudent judgments. Brad's intention to see Ripple and XRP succeed is very clear. This field has a lot of untapped potential. Of course, everyone stands to gain a lot down the road if Ripple succeeds in becoming the second most popular cryptocurrency, behind Bitcoin. Please note that this is not meant to be an investment recommendation, but rather an educational tool. Like, commenting, and subscribing are great ways to express your gratitude for this thorough investigation. Farewell, catch you later.